People just die. We were just talking about the new Mac Pro that's coming out. It has fucking it looks like a subwoofer. It's like it has 12 cores dedicated to subwoofing. Black Oni.
Gigabyte per second data transmission. Like, that's absurd. That's absurd. Like, what?
That's so awesome.
Not to mention that in typical Apple fashion, like 60 gigabytes per second data transmission, but like, what else could you possibly transfer that much data to?
Right.
Nothing. Like, nothing else is going to support that
Right.
for like 10 years.
7 teraflops of GPU performance. Yeah, like speaking of going towards like PC gaming and stuff like that, like I just got an encasing for an old hard drive that I have from like when I had my PS3. When I got the new PS3, I upgraded the hard drive, and so the old hard drive is now in there. So I'm using that to store some of the stuff I
I
have on this external hard drive, so that I can run PC games off of the external hard drive, so I don't have them taking up space on the actual
I should
iMac.
totally do that. I have my old PS3 that died, like it's 320 gigabyte hard drive just sitting, like doing nothing.
Yeah, you can get an encasing for like $10 and
Yeah.
just use that. That's what I'm doing, and it's pretty badass. And then when the PS4 comes, I'm gonna upgrade the hard drive to either 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte.
Can you upgrade the hard drive in the PS4?
Yes,
Nice.
yes, you can. I'm totally doing that. I don't want to open it up though. That's the thing. So if they make it really easy to do that, I'll be very happy.
It was really easy in like the original model PS3.
Right, right.
Uh,
I don't
but
know
then
about
they
the newer ones.
stopped that.
Well, actually, no. The Slims are pretty easy to do that too. The
I
Super
thought
Slims
that
though
I
are.
was reading that you can't. Like if you try, it won't format the hard drive. Like you can't use it.
It did for me.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Wait, I think it did. Yeah, it had to have. Yeah, because how else would I have that hard drive?
I I don't know.
Aha! I don't, or maybe because when I traded my older PS3 for the PS3 Slim, so maybe when I upgraded my hard drive back then, I put the other hard drive in there, and then
Because I was looking to see if I could take my old hard drive from like my old PS3 and put it in the new one and not lose like everything I've ever done.
hmm.
And it conclusively said you cannot put a new hard drive in the PS3.
What the fuck?
Like the new ones will not work.
Huh? That's interesting. I don't remember what I did anymore now. Maybe I'm only using the hard
Unless
drives.
like you have a newer one than I do. When did you get your PS3?
Well, I got my first PS3 back in 2006.
Like the one that you're talking about.
The one I'm talking about, I got it 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's about when I got mine. I don't know. That's weird.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about then. I don't know why I have an extra hard drive then.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hey,
Oh,
ass. Welcome to the Black Oni podcast. Today, I am joined by two very special guests. One of these people is your homie D.
Hey, what's up?
The other one is the 1KK.
what's going on?
And his picture isn't moving right now, but you know.
Oh no, again?
Yeah, I fucking Skype, man. Like I would use something else, but the fact that I'm already paying for Skype and I already like bought software to be able to use.
It could be the internet connection here is really weird. Like, it goes really, really slowly and then boosts up to really high speeds.
What are you using for internet?
It's Xfinity, so it's, uh,
It has its moments.
yeah. For whatever reason, that's what I had in my old apartment too. And here it's just much more intermittent.
I'm,
Like, it's,
I'm using Xfinity right now too, but maybe it's because of like where you're located. Depending on where you're located, that's when they can
yeah,
allocate bandwidth a certain way. I don't know.
yeah.
It's dumb.
That scratchy ass noise. What the fuck is that?
That might have been my chair moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is my voice coming through a lot louder than it usually does?
No.
Not
Ah,
really, no.
okay, good.
My voice coming through at all?
You said what now?
Is my voice coming through at all?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
I could probably hear you better in a second once you whatever you just did there. I don't know what you did.
Plug in.
Believe in magic, something, something, something. I don't know the rest of the words for that song.
It says "in a young girl's heart" at one point, which is really creepy.
A little bit. You know what other song is really creepy as hell? The like the one Faith Hill like did a remake of. It was like I can't remember. Every step you make, every breath you
Every
take.
step you take.
Yeah. It's like if you think about it, that's kind of creepy as fuck. Because he's like, yeah, every step you take, I'm gonna be watching you.
It's supposed to be. It's a song about a stalker.
Yeah, most people listening to that song don't really make that connection.
Yeah, that's what Kiss said. He said, "I don't know why people play it at their wedding, but the song about a stalker."
Yeah,
that's
pretty weird.
Yeah,
so true.
no, he
Stalking
literally
101.
said that though.
It's pretty awesome. Okay. Anyway, getting onto the agenda. We're going to start with our icebreaker.
Oh shit, what is that?
That's our icebreaker. Our icebreaker.
Yeah.
What games are currently in your backlog?
So many.
Yeah.
So many.
Let's talk about it.
Tales of Xillia, because I
Ooh,
bought it, played it for 20 minutes, and haven't touched it since. And it looks awesome, but I haven't played it, and I can't seem to invest myself. The Last of Us,
Oh,
because
really?
I played it for like 2 hours, and that was right when it came out, and it had that glitch where it just didn't save anything and wouldn't let me save anything.
Oh, no.
So I haven't gone back to it since.
That's such a game breaker because Dave was having the same problem with the online.
Yeah.
Like anytime we played online, nothing ever saved for him. So I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so awful.
And it infuriated me to the point where I stopped playing.
Such a damn good game.
The Witcher 2, because it's sitting on my PC, and haven't touched it.
Well, I heard that game is spectacular though.
I know. And these are all games that require massive investments, and I think that's the problem too.
Yeah.
Is I keep thinking maybe I should start it, and then I see something shiny and new, and I'm like, oh, I'll just go pick up this other new thing instead. But there are so many games in my backlog. It's not even funny.
Well, what is the one game you think you should be moving back to then, in terms of the backlog?
Should play the Last of Us. You know, it's supposed to be amazing, and I haven't played it. I bought it the day it came out, and haven't played it since the day it came out. So
Oh, no. They did release some patches, so maybe they fixed it.
yeah, they fixed it like the day after I finished, but it was more than 2 hours. I played for like 5 or 6 hours straight, and I was just like, I'm not doing this entire thing again.
Oh no.
So
Oh no.
I figure it'll reach a point where I've pretty much forgotten like what I did for those first 5 hours, and I can start again.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is one thing I really love about backlogs is like, after a little while, like I'd stayed away from Mass Effect 3 for like a good 7 or 8 months after I had been playing it for a while, and then like I played it again to beat on hard mode, like on its hardest mode, so I can get that last trophy.
So obnoxious.
It's so, but it just reminded me of like how good the game was though.
Yeah.
Like going through it again, I was just like, oh my god, like I'm getting those same feelings of like immersion, like character investment and stuff.
That's how I felt about Dragon Age this year. Like playing that again over the summer, like the first one, that game is so amazingly good.
I need to play that. It's
glitchy. Like the first one's glitchy, but it's so good.
EA makes good games. They have this thing where they're not perceived very well in the public eye.
Yeah.
What's in your backlog, but Dan?
Recently I've been playing Borderlands 2, Pokemon, and Persona 3.
Good
But in my
choice.
backlog, I have Psychonauts that I bought during the Steam sale for like $1.75 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I have yet to beat it. I have Saints Row the Third that's in my backlog because my computer like can't handle it sometimes. I got Deus Ex in there, Human Revolution, all that shit.
Nice.
And oh yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Fire Emblem Awakening because I played like a good amount.
I've got those two in mind, so I hear you.
Yeah, I'm like almost done with Shin Megami Tensei 4, but I want the neutral path. And it's like, oh, you have to beat like fucking Merkaba and Lilith, and I'm just like, that is too much work. I'm not gonna beat the bosses of these like both two different chapters just to get a good ending. Fuck that. And Fire Emblem was cool, but like it just got tedious to a point where like I'm playing on casual mode too. I'm not even playing on like normal mode. It's just really fucking tedious because you want to
Yeah.
like marry people and shit and get good abilities. And I'm just like, fuck this.
Fire Emblem was one of those where I walked away from it and like didn't come back to it for a week. And by the time I went back to it, I was just so confused. Like
Yeah,
so confused about the gameplay mechanics, so confused about everything, and I was like, I need to stop.
yeah.
Oh, this raises a really interesting question. That I don't know if I hinted at this because I was like kind of halfway asleep when I wrote this agenda. Uh, One of the things that I'm seeing a lot of people really praising is simplicity in some of the titles that are coming out now. Like I've always remembered growing up, like I love the most complex games that you can get. Like there's this game called Phantom Blast or something like that. It was on Xbox, and it was like a card based battle game, but also it was real time action. So like all of your attacks were based on cards.
It sounds like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Shitty ass
does.
fucking game. That game.
Yeah, I am not getting the remake because it doesn't look that much better, and I don't need Rechain of Memories again.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And I want to play 358 over 2. Is that the name?
I think so.
yeah.
But they're not even giving you the game. They're giving you 3 hours of cutscenes and no game.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's way better.
Well, yeah, but they couldn't upscale the Game Boy graphics to like actual console graphics, so they just didn't.
Oh, nice.
And they're telling you you're getting 3 games, and you're getting like 2
and a
games
half.
that are slightly upscaled, and then a 3-hour movie.
Right.
Well, the thing is, like, 358 days, like, I started playing that on the DS, and by level 7, I was bored as shit. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Like I don't understand why they won't just release like a pack that has just 1 and 2 and that's it. Like
Yeah, I don't know. I want to play Final Mix of Kingdom Hearts 1, but not enough to buy the game again.
right. I actually I never bought any of the Kingdom Hearts games. I only borrowed them from people. I've beaten both of them, so
Look at you.
listen.
Fucking douche. Step up to a real fan, why don't you?
If they would step up to a real release, then maybe I would.
I think the second like HD pack, if they release a second one's going to be awesome because that'll have like Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 2, Dream Drop Distance, and those games are all phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, one of those released on PSP, right?
Yeah,
Sleep.
Dream Drop Birth by Sleep is PSP.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Dream Drop Distance is 3DS.
Yep. I beat that. I beat that with 34% complete. Yeah!
Did you watch the end movie? Like if you had gotten 100% complete, which you would have seen?
No. That's not. To watch the end movie, you just have to shoot the letters like Kingdom Hearts. That's it. And then you can see the movie.
What?
There's something else too, though. I think
No.
I YouTubed it and watched it.
What is it? The one with like fucking Kyrie?
There was something else too. I can't remember
Really?
what. Maybe not. Maybe that was all you had to do. I
Spoiler
forget.
alerts.
Yeah.
I finished it on a bus home from New York, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to be looking forward to. I'm going to everyone, all the viewers at home and stuff. I'm going to be going to New York Comic Con. I kind of want to get a Vita so I can play while I'm on my bus trip down there. But yeah, I'm not driving. Fuck that. But I want to wait until Black Friday though, because I know there's going to be a good deal for the Vita at that point. Like I know there is, and there's all this stuff coming out for the Vita that I really want to buy and play. And I'm kind of at a crossroads now where it's like, I mean, even if I want to get like a Nintendo system, like a 3DS, like I should just wait until then. But like I don't do enough mobile gaming to justify like getting it for any other stuff aside from like events like that.
yeah.
And Pokemon, yeah.
I when you get Pokemon, I want to see that game in action because like I miss playing Pokemon games. So it's just
Gonna be the sickest. One of the dopest game of all time. It's gonna win Game of the Year on every console. I bet you.
Give it a year for PlayStation 4. Pokemon XY.
XY.
That's not even on a system.
I didn't do that.
I don't give a fuck.
Sick.
So I still have a bunch of games on my backlog. I'm not even like counting any of the PC stuff that I wanted to get into. that have just been past releases. But I have this is a game called Runner 2 that just came out that I just started playing a little bit,
Yep.
and it's kind of fun. I mean, it's a indie title, of course. It's very
So
simple.
frustrating.
I've only gotten like 3 levels in. And
I
like,
can't jump over stairs. Like, I can get over the enemies fine, and then I reach a staircase and I die every time.
those fucking stairs. It's so cool though. I mean, it's like all the music goes to like when you collect items, like it's all synchronized perfectly. So like when you collect an item, it goes to the beat rhythm of the song that you're playing, and it's cute. I like it.
Yeah.
But I just started playing that. I just started playing Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. God, I haven't played Oddworld games in so long. They are fucking weird.
Yep.
They
and
are
really hard. Really, really hard.
It is bizarre. Like there's a lot of humor in there. Like as a little kid, you probably don't really understand most of it. And like the fact that little kids were playing some of these games, I'm just like, this is too freaky for me to handle as an adult. Why are kids just like okay with this?
Well, it's kind of like cartoons, man.
Well,
Like, I think Paul McCartney said, cartoons aren't only for children; they're also for adults that do drugs.
yeah.
It's the same thing with video games too.
Scooby-Doo.
I mean, yeah, it's just, yeah, man, it's not always child friendly.
Right.
Then you come back and you realize you were scarred as a child when you played these games. You just didn't. You didn't know enough to know that you were scarred.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's basically what happened with Oddworld. I was like, oh my god, like they in the first, like they do a recap of everything that happened in the first Oddworld games. And like, oh, I discovered a secret, and that's why they're after me. And the secret he discovered is that this meat factory that he's working at has a new recipe for the people, like one of the people that Abe is, whatever that creature is. Like they're making the meat out of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is fucked up. Little kids should not be knowing about.
And they make soda out of other creatures too. It's weird.
Yeah, and like they make you addicted to it. Like there are like a lot of philosophical like things going on, and like political, you know, drops and hints in there. Like, oh my god, this is kind of deep.
Yep.
Kind of twisted too, but you know, whatever. I still haven't beat Assassin's Creed 3. No, 4.
I hate Assassin's Creed.
You said what?
I said I hate Assassin's Creed.
Why do you hate Assassin's Creed?
It makes absolutely no sense. Like, why would you be dressed in all white in a town full of red and brown?
I like that is the reason why you hate it. That makes it worthwhile.
That's the reason it doesn't make sense to you.
Like, you're an assassin, too, and it's just like, you would never wear this, like, at all. And you're supposed to blend in with the monks. Like, fuck that. They found me every single time, and they killed me.
You wasn't doing it right.
Yeah, that game just sucks.
Well, I feel like the stealth mechanics aren't really stealth mechanics. They're just ways of kind of blending into environments as opposed to, like, actually being sneaky.
But you can't, like, just go around and kill everything either, though. Because, like, I don't get it. I just don't understand that game.
I see where you're coming from, though. It's I mean, like, it doesn't lend itself to pure stealth action. It's just like the perception of stealth. Like,
what is
it's hard. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to explain, but it's like
dark corner is a shadow, but not really.
Say it again.
So that dark corner is a shadow, but not really.
Right. It doesn't actually do anything for you. It's just
And you can sit on a bench with two other people, and even though you're dressed in the exact same clothes that no one else is wearing, nobody can see you.
Right.
Because you're sitting on a bench with two other people.
It just glaze over you.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
I mean,
None.
I enjoyed them at first, but they do get super repetitive.
Yeah.
Like, the newest Assassin's Creed was cool because of the ship combat. And because of like the vast wilderness, but even that got old so fast.
Yeah, because like I mentioned this before in another podcast. Like at some point, like I just don't want to be traversing through this entire snowy environment because it takes me a half hour to get from point A to point B. Like I kind of just want to get to the next mission, and I kind of don't want to be stealthy. I just want to kind of use the free flow gameplay mechanics to just slice people up. Like
and it's like, you could go and complete your next story objective, or you could do these 256 other side quests for no apparent reason that get you nothing.
Yeah.
Except better side quests. I'm just like, I'm good, thank you. I'm gonna stop now.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. They need a new Tenchu game. That's a
yes. I need more ninja and samurai games in my life right now.
Yep.
There aren't enough of either of those things going on.
I
Like
have so much space.
what?
I said I have so much space on like my screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Space Ninjas. I was so
I
excited.
was like, that's Warframe, dude.
Yeah, that is Warframe actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to that game. And it's gonna be free.
Woo!
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
$3.99. It's already out on PC though.
Yeah,
Kind
it
of.
is. Like I think it's in beta.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna download the beta because now that the whole PC thing, PC gaming, got my gaming mouse. What? I can do that now. So I can experience Warframe before I experience it on PlayStation 4 and be like, you know what? Like I'm glad I got this on PS4. Blah blah blah. Dude, I still haven't beaten so many games, or I haven't played them in so long. Like Deus Ex, I still Human Revolution, I still haven't beaten that,
It was so
Actually,
short. You can beat it in like 10 hours.
and I still haven't done it. It's a problem. I still haven't beaten Hitman Absolution. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. Um, there's just a lot of shit that I have, like I haven't even like played in a long time. I haven't beaten the. This is more shit I can't even think of right now. There's like, the good thing about the summer is that like you can go to your backlog, but the bad thing about this summer is like there still was a lot of great stuff that came out this summer.
Yeah, which is weird. There were a lot of summer releases this year.
Yeah, I think it's because like it's right before the next generation, and they're
Yeah.
just trying to get their stuff out there.
And I know that there's been like a movement for the last several years to sort of spread releases out over the course of the year because overall all of the games do better when you do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still kind of obnoxious because I want to play my old games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. I guess we kind of talked about what we were playing this week already. Um, I think I talked about Runner. I talked about Splinter Cell. I'm still playing Splinter Cell because that game's amazing, but I haven't been able to play that much this week because like I just did the first ever Black Oni review that is up on YouTube now.
Woo!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Thank you. I'm very proud of that project. It took me a really long time to get all that together. So I have like a new level of appreciation for people who review video games. 'Cause it's like I've always like thought of it as like a really cool thing. It was like, oh man, like I assume it's not easy, but at the same time, like I would love to be able to do this all the time. And
Yeah.
like having spent like a full week just working on it, I'm just like, oh my god, this is so much work. Why would anyone do this to themselves?
I hear you.
But I'm gonna do more though. I already had like the first couple people say like they want to see more reviews and stuff like that. So that's good. It's good to hear that. It's good to hear that. But yeah, I mean those are basically what I've been playing. Is there anything that we didn't talk about for you guys that you've been playing that you think people should check out?
I've been playing tons of A Realm Reborn,
Oh,
Final
nice.
Fantasy
How
14.
is that?
It's so good, except that I haven't been able to log on for like the last week because their servers are always full. But they
Yeah.
upgraded them; they're getting better. They extended the trial period. It's worth checking out.
Yeah. How
It's going to get repetitive eventually, but it's worth
did you have
checking
to
out.
pay for it, or is it free to play?
You have to pay for it,
Ah,
and then there's a subscription fee too.
oh dear lord.
Yeah,
So
Square Enix, they don't like free things.
no, they don't. I'm probably going to look into that on PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
Now I'm at a point now where I'm kind of torn again because there's going to be a lot of game like now that I'm like finally taking the plunge into PC gaming. Like there's so many games that I could play on PC that would probably be a better overall experience in terms of like the way it runs.
yeah.
But at the same time, like I really love playing games on my on PlayStation consoles and like in front of the TV, like on the couch, just like laid back.
There is a very different feel to it that I don't know. I do love.
Yeah, yeah. Like I like the keyboard and mouse thing, but at the same time, like I think even when the PS4 drops, they said like from day one you're going to be able to plug this into a PC and use it as a controller for your PC.
Yeah,
So I'm going to be doing that with Titanfall. Just putting it out there. I'm going to be. Oh, your image just disappeared.
hang on,
What did you do?
I'm back. All right.
Cool. I'm going to be definitely playing Titanfall on my PC with a
Yeah.
PS4 controller, and it's gonna be so awesome. But
Wait, Wait.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I'm doing that. I'm totally doing that.
Totally just play with the keyboard and mouse.
Well, I like using like I
Well,
like
okay, I'm only saying that because like I played now that we're talking about FPS technically,
yeah.
I played Time Splitters 3 on where'd he go?
I think he's about to get something real quick.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna keep talking. I played Time Splitters 3 on GameCube, and I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, oh man, the controls are like pretty fucking tight on that game. And I was playing Borderlands on PC with an Xbox controller, and the Xbox controller sucks. Xbox 360 controller. And I'm playing it now with keyboard and mouse, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. And I'm like recalling all these like Counter Strike. Counter Strike's the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Counter Strike memories and shit. And I'm like, wow, and Warrock. I used to play that. That was a FPS MMO too. And I'm like, yeah, keyboard and mouse is the way to go when it comes to FPS. But not fucking PlayStation controller. Fuck that shit.
Man, it's like I feel like it's like the difference between like using a regular controller versus like a racing wheel when you're playing a racing game. Like it's totally a different experience, but like I don't know what it is. Like the idea of clicking as opposed to like pressing a trigger for shooting just feels like I feel like I'm cheating.
They should just make fucking light guns for computers then. Like that would be legit.
I think they do.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a legit thing. But like, I still like.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get so much hate for this because I'm gonna get a conversation. Fuck you! You don't like PC gaming. Like I like PC game, but I still prefer using controllers for almost everything. Like for real time strategy stuff, like I do like using a keyboard and mouse more so because like you're managing stuff. You're like,
why the fuck would you ever use a controller for real time?
well, I've done it with XCOM though, and it works really well.
Yeah, and I've done it with Civilization, like Civilization Revolution, which is way simplified, but it still works pretty well.
Right. And like with the PS4 controller, now that it has like a touchpad on it too, like you have a lot more versatility in the way that you perform input commands and stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, I can't. It's been a while since I've done any real PC gaming. So once I get back into it, I might start saying, yeah, PC gaming is better. But I like every time I play on a PC, I'm just like, man, I wish I was using a controller right now.
All I'm saying is like PC gaming has its ups and its downs, but it don't got Pokemon, so there. Done. You can emulate it, but it's not legit. It's not like you can trade your emulated Pokemon to your game cartridge. If you could do that, then like, okay, that's the shit. But you can't. So that.
Pretty much. Okay. So the latest game releases to have graced our presence: Total War Rome 2. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about that. I heard it's pretty good. Angry Joe did a segment where he was really just upset about how bad the AI was when he was playing. He like showed a demonstration of him playing. He was like making his people board one of the other enemy ships, and so he had like a bunch of his ships, like they were throwing javelins and stuff like that. I was like, all right, they're boarding this ship, and like the enemy destroyed the ship that he was coming on, one of the ships he was coming on, so that he was going to take over one of the ships, and so like he went on one of the ships and killed the people. It's like, all right, we'll take this over. And then the people who went from the Angry Joe ship to the enemy ship, they went back to their now burning ship that was being destroyed, and they all died. He's like, why the fuck would they do that? Like, he told them to take it over so that they can like use that ship instead. And they all he just had like a whole fleet of people die because the AI was
Scared.
too stupid to understand what was going on.
Scared. They were too scared.
They were too scared. They didn't know what to do. They retweeted.
Scared. They would rather immolate themselves than actually fight a war. Fucking pacifists. Anyway.
They can't swim, so they all just try.
Might as well burn.
No, they went in the water. They just all drowned themselves. That's basically how it went down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not okay. But the game got reviewed pretty well. There were a lot of problems with the graphical stuff. Like like characters' faces were like inverted and stuff like that, and like some characters weren't even showing up on screen. So this is a problem you see with console games as well, but it's also like another one of those PC things where it's like if your specs aren't a specific way, even if they're like really good, like the game still might not run properly.
Yeah.
So that's another one of my gripes of build PC gaming, but
Cherubs, weird.
what?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Outlast is out now.
Woo!
Woo! I think I'm gonna actually I'm gonna buy that game on PC because it's gonna be free on PlayStation 4 with PlayStation Plus. So I'm gonna buy it on PC and do like a review of it because that's been one of the requested games I do a review on since that's like one of my most popular videos is my reaction to the trailer. I don't know how that works, but keep it up, guys. Keep watching. I'm not complaining.
Oh well.
Diablo 3 has just released on PS3 and I think Xbox 360 too, right?
Yep.
And from your experience so far,
I'm debating buying it. I shouldn't. Like, I played the PC version like so many times last summer. I don't need to buy it, but I might. I might buy it, and then not play the things in my backlog.
well, I don't know if it's cross play for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 gamers. Like, I might get it on PS4.
I might wait until PS4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. Rayman Legends is out.
Which looks so good. Did you play the demo?
There's a demo for it now?
There is a demo for it, and it's amazing. I played through it so many times.
That's awesome.
I've debated buying the game, but I am putting it off until Christmas, I think.
Is it online capable as well?
I think so, but I'm not sure. The demo isn't.
Okay.
But
yeah, that game's a lot of like I played Rayman Origins and that's a lot of fun to play.
this one looks so much better. Like the level selection's different. They've got musical levels, so it's like Runner 2. Like on the demo, they had the Black Betty one from E3.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. It's amazing. It's really frustrating the time levels, but it's so cool.
Yeah, I heard it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Well, the last game, Rayman Origins, was super hard too. Like you got halfway through the game and the difficulty level just went up like 50 times. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I've heard
That game looked okay.
Say what?
That game looked okay.
Well, I've heard really good things about it. Like, you use both of the analog sticks if you're playing on console. And, like, on PC, I guess you use something.
Keyboard and mouse. Arrow,
and,
keys,
like,
and
each analog stick moves one of the characters. So, like, you'll be, like, synchronizing your movements. And then you have to use, like, your right analog stick. Like, there's a section I saw Rachel Moore was playing. She was Rachel Plays. By the way, if you're watching this, you'll hit me up.
You did that. Okay.
Yeah, there was no shame. There was a part where like they were connected by rope, and they had to like use the momentum of each of each other. But since they're both different ages, they're both different weights. So like one's bigger than the other. So like you'll use the momentum of one of the brothers. You'll have to swing him more in order to go to one side, and then like he grabs onto a rock, and then like the other brother swings and he grabs onto a rock, and so like they use their momentum to kind of traverse around the area. Like really interesting stuff, and like again, this is an indie title, and this is like you don't see other games that are like like Blockbuster or like developed by like these huge studios trying ideas like this out. So I'm going to play that game. I think I'm going to buy it just because like there's so many games out there that are really like pushing the envelope of what we should expect in a game.
What I like about indie games too is like they'll take an interesting concept like that and like make the whole game that. So the game's a lot shorter, but it costs less, and it essentially has this one concept, and that's fine. Whereas if it were like a $60 game, I would not be okay with it,
right,
taking less than 10 hours and having only this one gameplay like idea.
Right. That's a really good point that you make. One Piece Pirate Warriors 2 is available as well.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, me neither. I was hoping one of you guys might have known something.
Nope.
Nope.
Friends watch those One Piece
like
parody videos all the time, but that's it.
It might be a fighting game, actually. It might be kind of in line with like the Budokai Tenkaichi series, where it's kind of a fighting game, but kind of technically not.
That makes absolutely no sense. They're all fighting games.
I mean, like the Budokai Tenkaichi is a fighting game, but it's the way that it's a fighting game is like it's a game where you can traverse around the environment a lot more freely than you would be able to.
That doesn't make it not a fighting game.
All right, that's fair. I mean, like with a first-person shooter, it's like that's a first-person fighting game technically. If you have melee attacks, and, you're running up to someone, you know.
It's definitely not in first person though.
It's not. It's in third person, of course. But
Yeah.
but like I remember in Budokai, like you had like your own screen and everything, and like you would like if you're playing with like multiple people in the same room, you would have your own screen. Like you would have like free range through the environment and stuff like that. So I think it's something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate is a free to play game. It gives you like 4 characters to play as for free, and then if you want to pay, you can like unlock the full game. But you still have access to online gameplay, the story mode. You can go against anyone. You can still unlock titles, and you can still unlock stuff for when you get the full game. And I saw both this Tekken and now Killer Instinct all are adopting this free to play model. And I'm wondering if this is something that we're going to be seeing a lot more often when it comes to fighting games.
I think it's sort of the trend for a lot of games now. Because in the end, you end up making more money because more people are willing to spend well over like the $50 title of a game or $60 title of a game if they're spending it every time they want to unlock something and they're paying like, $10 or less each time. They're way more likely to spend a lot more money.
Right.
So I think that's just the way the game is slowly going.
It's pretty legit.
Which is also kind of infuriating though. Because when you think about it, that also means you might pick up a game, start playing, and then essentially like if you want to continue your gaming experience, deposit $10.
Well, that's when it becomes intrusive though. Like if they can keep it in a way where like I know for Dead or Alive, like it's basically like free to play. You can pay a little bit to unlock like all the costumes for the characters you have, or you can like buy the full game. It'll just include. I think the full game is either $50 or $40, and it'll include like all the characters, like a bunch of costumes, a bunch of stuff. Like it'll give you like a big giant bundle of all that stuff, and then like the DLC is essentially like how it was in the past, except now it's in a free to play model, so like you can have more freedom over what you're paying for. So if it's done well, what I see for the Dead or Alive, for example, it looks like it's done pretty well. Like they at least give you access to 4 characters to play as for free, and then like you can choose to unlock certain parts, or you can just unlock the bundle. Whereas you regularly spend money on a $60 game, then it's like, oh, DLC on day one.
Yeah,
this is stuff we were gonna put in the full game, but we decided not to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's all a scam, man. Oh, a giant fucking scam.
And that is the news for today. All of gaming is a scam.
Goodbye. So long.
Peace.
Atelier Meru Plus, The Apprentice of Ireland. I keep seeing figures and statues based on Atelier series, but I don't know anything about it.
Nope. Not a thing.
Someone enlighten me in the comment section down below. I have no idea what it... Wait, let me just look it up. I have the internet.
Somebody's going to tell you it's the best game ever, and I'd like to hear why.
Right. I would love to hear why.
Because I don't... Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
That'd be amazing if that was the reason why.
Right. Looking it up. I think my internet is going kind of crazy because all of you guys are coming in kind of funky sounding. So we're going to, after this section, I'm going to recall you guys. I'm going to restart my internet and recall.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, no. What is happening?
What's going on?
I got this fucking thing that was like, when it comes to sexy cars. And I was like, oh, okay. No. I don't see that.
That's so good. So it looks like this is a prepubescent girl on the cover.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's a very pink-looking artwork.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Pink is healthy.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, if we're thinking about it that way, pink is healthy.
There's a picture of her in like a bathing suit.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
Images.
Right. I don't know what's going on. It has a lot of watercolor effects though, so I think that's pretty cool. But I'm terrible.
That doesn't make a good game.
I mean, it makes it pretty.
the shittiest game with watercolor effects. Like, oh yeah,
That's a thing.
it's true.
Yeah, I didn't see that picture, but that's definitely her in a bathing suit.
What the
Yep.
fuck is this?
And it has like a thing that has this action.
Let's actually talk about this. So it's safe to assume this is a JRPG.
Yeah, this definitely is.
Yeah. And
Hold on, I'm gonna look up preview.
It's interesting that she's in a bathing suit with a tiny little hat, and she looks really shocked that she's wearing a bathing suit.
Like you didn't know he was wearing a bathing suit. What the fuck?
that, or the fact that she doesn't know that she's shocked that the hat doesn't match the bathing suit.
I do.
That.
Not only that, it looks like a straw hat, so if you went in the water with it, it would just dissolve.
Right.
Yeah.
So impractical.
Oh, this is actually a review of this. It's not. It's out. It's out in the United States, May 29th, 2012. So this is a thing that's been going on for a while now. So what is this? What is?
Is there like a new console that it's on?
Maybe, or maybe there's a new version of it.
Yo, fucking One Piece Pirate Warrior 2 is basically like a hack and slash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's kind of legit. It's like, did anybody play that Fist of the North Star game?
I played the demo and I did not like it.
Oh, I like Fist of the North Star. So, yeah, it's like that. That or, if you anybody play a Lollipop Chainsaw?
I did not play it, but
I didn't
did
play
just
that.
pick up Killer is
beat-
Dead.
I beat that game, Lollipop Chainsaw.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I love that game.
Was it good? Because it's like it's so cheap, like used right
Yeah.
now, because it was so unpopular.
Right.
Yeah, you can. It's like I don't know. I don't want to feel like it has like a very small cult following, like Bayonetta.
Right. I love
Uh,
Bayonetta.
Yeah, but fucking yeah, you can just pick it up, beat it in like 3 days or less, and just like if you want to really like get into it, try to get on the leaderboards. But nah, it was fun. It was really fun. It has a lot of humor in it, and it's wow. Why am I talking about Lollipop Chainsaw? Anyway,
Why not?
Yeah.
Jessica Nigri. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
That's why we're talking about Lollipop Chainsaw.
But yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I would get it. I would play it again. Actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
I yeah, I want to get that game.
Oh, Gundam Battle was no. What was that game? Gundam Dynasty Warrior 3. It's kind of like that too.
They're making a new Gundam game. I think it's based on like the models, like the model kits that you can build.
No, that game's already out. Wait, is it another
Oh,
one?
your face. Your face just went crazy.
Yeah, I was just like, what?
Oh shit. Okay.
No, I thought were you saying my face just went crazy or his face?
Yeah, yours will.
Yeah, no, I just made a
Your
face.
face was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, just blew my mind. Wait, so there's already a Gundam game that you can play as models?
Yeah, dude. It's like it came out for PSP Vita. PS Vita. I forget what it's called though. It's like Gundam Burst or some shit.
Yeah,
Like
Gundam Burst.
Yeah.
Something.
And at the end of the game, you have to fight the
Gundam Breaker.
Breaker, there it is. Yeah, that game already came out.
What?
Yeah, in Japan.
No. This game is scheduled for release in Japan 10/31/13.
What?
Yeah, I think you're seeing previews because this game isn't out yet.
Well, I saw some Gundam game that is based off the models, and you can put different pieces together to make your own Gundam, right?
Wait, you could do that?
Yeah,
Oh man, this is like my childhood dream.
yeah.
Like I want to put like the Astray Gundam model, like the red frame or the blue frame, together with like Wing Zero's just wings, and just have that be a Gundam.
I don't know if Wing Zero Hell Custom is in it, because that was only for the special movie and not the anime series.
I guess that's true.
Unless you're talking about Wing Zero, like just Wing Zero's wings, then
No,
okay.
just the wings, just the wings.
Yeah.
I just want the wings.
Yeah, I think that's just the upper body. Anyway, can we move on from Gundam and Japanese things?
Japan, we love you, Japan. Even though there's probably like 2 of you watching.
They just need to release more games in America and Europe.
Yeah,
man.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And the Japanese gaming market would be back on its feet. They need to release all those dot hack games.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Fantasy Star needs to make its way. Actually, one of the things I was going to talk about, well, actually, in the next section that we're about to go to right now. Segue. You like that segue? It was good. It's good. So we'll talk about that now, since that's like on our next thing. But Monster Hunter is finally coming to the PlayStation 3 and Wii U.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
Monster Hunter's been on the Wii U.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, as like one game that's coming out on both.
What are you talking about?
What?
What are you talking about?
So there's a I don't remember what it's called. It's like Monster Hunter PS3. I'm just gonna type that in and see what happens.
Monster Hunter, my dick.
Frontier G. That's what it's called.
Oh,
That's a
what?
strange name.
I think that's the Japanese name, though. I think it's going to be called something different in the US.
Isn't that the MMO though?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Never mind then.
Yeah. So this is a thing that's happening on both the PS3 and the Wii U, and I think this is really, really about time they finally got a Monster Hunter on a Sony console. Like, it hasn't happened since like what, PSP?
Yeah,
PS2.
PSP.
Oh yeah.
Even PS2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So PSP isn't even relevant anymore, and PS2 hasn't been making games. Actually, they just stopped making games like last year, didn't they?
Yeah, he was still making a lot of like random like kids games and stuff like that for quite a while.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say because you can still buy a PS2 like at GameStop as of a few months ago. You could still go buy one.
How much are they? Are they like $50 or something?
Yeah.
They're still like 100.
Jeez.
Fuck
Yeah.
GameStop. Damn.
Seriously.
Fuck these guys.
It's kind of expensive still. Yeah, it costs
Suck
over
my
70.
dick.
Fucking Dan.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, that's like our signature thing on the Black Only podcast now.
Dick sucking?
No, my dick.
Shit. That's our thing now. We suck each other's dicks anyway. I'm sorry.
No, you homie D.
Yeah, the PS2 value bundle from Target right now is still $125.
Oh my god. What comes with it?
Looks like game and controller. Hang on. I was just curious. Random search. It comes with Bakugan, an ATV4, and an extra controller.
That is hilarious.
Bakugan.
Bakugan.
TV. What? Those
I'm
aren't
not
even like
sure.
the popular games on PlayStation 2.
That's the most popular game. Bakugan? You never heard of that? Oh
I've
my
heard
god.
of it. I just didn't think it was anywhere near the popularity of something like God of War 2 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to buy PlayStation 2 just on its own on Amazon, it's like $130.
I need to
Damn.
sell my PlayStation 2.
Right?
I mean, that's new. Like, new slim version, $128.99.
It's nuts.
Yep.
Damn, it's almost as much as a damn Vita.
Yep.
All right. Nintendo is... Well, actually, no. Before we even get to that, do you think it makes more sense for them to be releasing this on a current gen system as opposed to, like, moving it over to PlayStation 4?
I mean, Monster Hunter's never really been about cutting-edge, like, graphics and console capabilities. It's always sort of been about, like, intense, really, really extended gameplay.
Well,
So I don't think they'd put it on PS4
It's
now.
like an MMO now, though.
I still don't think they would. I don't think they care.
It's been
I don't
out
think
in Japan for a while. They have like the 5th one out, and like a long time ago.
Shit.
Yeah.
But, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Does it make more sense for them to be releasing this on current gen as opposed to, like, next gen?
Oh. You know
Well, I
what?
think current gen too. Like, if it's an MMO, you want the most number of people to play it, and more people have PS3s than will have PS4s.
But this game doesn't come out until, like, another... For a while now, actually. I think it'll launch November 20th for PS3, December 11th on Wii U.
That's not that far away.
No, it's not. I mean, like, it could... I don't know. I feel like this could be, like, another, like, thing they could have done to really, like, improve its appeal to the next generation crowd. Because a lot of people... I mean, there's still, of course, way more people who have PS3s and stuff like that. But a lot of the early adopters are looking for stuff like that for their next-gen consoles.
I think I hear that because, like, yeah, a lot of MMOs are apparently moving to PS4.
Right.
Shit like that. So I get where you're coming from. But at the same time, I agree with the one KK over there that says with the MMO you want the most out of your market, really, and more people have PS3, so it
I
makes
mean,
sense.
a lot of MMOs are also going to PS4 because they're coming from the PC,
Hmm,
so that
Yeah,
they're already higher resolution, higher everything.
that makes
If
sense.
this is essentially coming from like a game engine that's built for the 3DS and the Wii U, it would look terrible on PS4. They need to make a whole engine,
Yeah,
and they're not going to make a whole engine. So
that's fair, I guess. Uh,
sad Will is sad.
yeah, I mean, like, whatever. There are other games to be more excited
all I
about.
know about Monster Hunter is that I got very into the PSP one until I was fighting a giant gorilla, and he kept throwing his poop at me and killing me
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Death by poop.
like 10 times, and then I stopped playing because I got sick of dying because I was covered in poop.
Yeah, I got
What is
the
this game?
I got the one for 3DS, and I finished all like the last, I don't know, I guess 7-star mission or whatever, and then I was like, oh, now you can do the high rank missions, and it's the same fucking monster. And I
Yep.
was just like, I'm done with you. Like, I'm not
Pretty
gonna
much.
play again.
Monster Hunter is great if you love level grinding and insane difficulty. Like you have to grind for so long to even make them like the simplest weapon
Wow.
because you have to go on so many hunts to like get the materials to do it.
Yep. Some drops is random.
I mean,
That's handy.
it sounds pretty cool though. I mean, like the ability to kind of like party up with your friends and like go hunt some monsters together and like get some loot. I mean, like in the past other games, like were you allowed to have like 4 party players? Is that what it was, or was it more than that?
On the PSP one, I was always just me
No.
because it was the PSP.
No one had a PSP.
No, you could party with people on PSP though.
Yeah.
Oh, when they had what was it? There was a connected version of it. I forget what it was called, but it was like Monster Hunter United. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I had the one that was just ad hoc, and I never had people with PSPs like near me to play.
I have a PSP. I haven't played it in a really long time.
Mm. So I do pretty much whatever I want to.
Let's see.
I think that's PSP's catchphrase.
Yeah. PSP. You haven't played
I
it.
have
in a
it, but I
really
haven't
long
played it in a really long time.
That's excellent. Nintendo is releasing Wind Waker HD on Wii U early for digital downloads.
That's neat.
It's pretty fucking awesome. How do you think this changes the game? And not literally the game, but like the whole, broad idea of gaming and digital downloads.
I think fucking Nintendo needs to release the Game Boy Advance games on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they haven't done that yet. Dicks.
Probably all
not-
licensing stuff. It's probably all like contracts and licensing stuff.
They own like 80% of the games that come out on those systems.
Yeah, but they license out to developers for like the soundtrack stuff like that, and it's probably something in the contract of someone somewhere.
Fucking lawyers, man. Ruining everything.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
It's fucking cool that like they're releasing all these Game Boy games and shit like that. And it's like, oh yeah, nostalgia, Game Boy games. But like, I'm fucking sick of black and white graphics, man. Like, I want to play Minish Cap again on my 3DS. Like, that would be dope. I want to play like what was that game? I can't even remember the name of it now. It was a good game though, and I want to play it on my 3DS. I want to play Game Boy Advance games. I don't want to play fucking Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Like, fuck the bullshit. Give me something I want to play. I'll buy the shit out of a Game Boy Advance game on 3DS.
Right. All right. I'm gonna. We are back. It looks a lot better already.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Anyway,
So yeah.
finish my fucking rant. Yeah. Goddamn, put your fucking Game Boy Advance games on 3DS. I'm done.
Right. I hear you. I think it's important for Nintendo to really push a lot of its backlog and nostalgia value in their systems because like there's. I was listening to some other gamers talk about this. I can't remember who it was. It might have been like Max Scoville and Adam Sessler talking about this. They were like, yeah, the whole thing with Nintendo is like they're trying to appeal to like the same market that But the problem with with Microsoft and Sony right now is that they're both trying to go after the same people, for the most part. Like they're coming out at the same time, they're going after the same people, and so like now it's really hard for like Microsoft, for example, to jump back into the fray of things. And Nintendo is in a situation where it's trying to be a more hardcore system, but it's not really pushing a lot of the nostalgia value that you have with Nintendo systems. So like a lot of people don't even know that you can play older console games on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. But I hope other companies look at what Nintendo is doing with the Wii U early digital downloads, because I don't have that many reasons.
I mean, I think that's something that's we're gonna see more of. Like even if you look at Final Fantasy 14, like if you bought the game, you got to access it like a week early, and then you still got the game disc later.
Oh,
Like I
that's
think
cool.
that's something that they're doing because that ensures that you're buying it and not buying it used.
Huh. That's
And I
pretty
also
cool.
know Nintendo is releasing a very, very small number of like actual physical copies of everything they release now, which
Really?
is why there's always a shortage of every game they release at every game store. That's why Fire Emblem wasn't available in most European and American markets, like except as a digital download for like a month.
Wow. Well, that's just crippling. That's them crippling the physical copies as opposed to incentivizing the digital ones.
Yeah, which is weird since, a lot of those appeal to younger gamers and parents probably don't want to have them downloading things using their credit card. But whatever.
Right, right. The little back asswards there. That's weird. Yeah, I think we're gonna see it more though. We're definitely gonna see some more game companies, studios, and developers pushing that as like an early incentive to purchase it. Because like the whole like, oh, get the skin if you pre-order the game. Like most people really don't care about that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Mighty Number Nine. I'm pretty sure you guys have all heard about Mighty Number Nine.
Looks dope. Oh,
KG.
oh, okay, now I'm back.
Keiji Inafune is the director and the creative mind behind Mega Man. He has kickstarted. Well, he's already been funded, so he's beyond his threshold of what he needed to make. I think he needed to make like $900,000 within like a month period, and like in 48 hours, he's already like blown past that. He's already in the millions. Where it's a spiritual successor to Mega Man. He plays a character. The story is almost exactly the same, except like they've done a lot of different things within the story arc or whatever. But you still go through levels, and like there's still androids who turned evil because of a virus, and you still have to go defeat them, and you get their powers after you defeat them. So it's like it is Mega Man. It's kind of a big fuck you to Capcom,
Yeah.
and Capcom tried to play it off like they were surprised. It's like, what? People want Mega Man games? Like,
That's hilarious.
so it's so hilarious because the shit that Capcom tries to put out on a regular basis is like they're so out of touch with what fans really want.
Yo, that's all they've been asking for.
Yo.
Mega Man games.
Like the good Mega Man games, like Keiji Inafune was like, I wanted to make certain games a certain way for a very long time, and Capcom has made it very difficult for me to do that. And I've tried to push this out there and say, this is what fans want, this is what I want to make, and he kept getting pushback and saying, you have to make it a certain way, or you can't make this game, whatever. And now he's like, I'm just going to do my own thing. So I think we're going to see a lot more developers, at least under that same level of prestige that he is, branching out and making their own studios and doing it based on and becoming like independent developers, because like this is like a really well-known developer now becoming an indie developer.
I mean, can he really be considered indie though?
Well, what is indie?
It's funded by a Kickstarter campaign, so it's not
That's
it's
indie.
not funded by a game studio.
That's independent.
Yes. He's already like so big. It's like this dude is automatically AAA. You know?
I mean,
Like, oh, shit, he made like all the Mega Man games. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like his studio is gonna like shoot up in no time. Like his shit was funded in like 2 days apparently.
yep, less than 48
Yeah.
hours. It already met its goal, and it's beyond the stretch goal. So it's going to be released on consoles as well as PC,
Yeah.
and it's going to have more levels now. They're going to be making. I think one of his stretch goals was to make a real life number 9 like statue that was
Oh,
functioning.
they did that. Oh, functioning one. Yeah, they had models that they were gonna give out if you like donated more than $1,000, I think.
Holy shit!
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
donated, it was like I think $50,000,
yeah.
and you
No,
got yourself a plane ticket to Japan. You'd get to have dinner with him,
no,
What?
or it might have been $100,000. I think it was
That's a
$100,000.
lot of fucking money.
I
Yeah.
thought it was 10,000.
Maybe it was 10,000. I don't know. It was an absurd amount of money that I wasn't going to donate.
That's
But
way too much money either way.
Yeah,
not to mention, it was like, and also fly yourself to Japan and find a place to stay.
yeah.
Then you can have dinner with him. And I'm like, oh.
You can do all that, even though you just gave him $10,000. You're like, nigga, where'd my money go?
Yeah.
That's the first question I'd ask.
So how was your day? Where's my money? Where's my money going?
I gave you $10,000. You couldn't let me sleep at your place, cheap ass motherfucker.
That's awesome.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd have been great.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're also seeing that more and more games that are I think we talked about this a little bit already, but like Puppeteer, for example, just came out.
It comes out on Tuesday.
Oh, it comes out on Tuesday. My bad.
Yeah, I just pre-ordered it as we were talking
Yeah,
because I read a review.
they said it was amazing,
Yep.
and it still blows my mind that there's so much content coming out at the end of a life, not the end of a life cycle, but like the beginning of a life cycle for
The
another
same thing
console.
happened with PS2. Like some of the best PS2 games came out once right before and right after the PS3 was released. Like Final Fantasy 12 looks better than most PS3 games to date, and it was released after the PS3.
That's true. Um, God of War 2, I think, came out right before the PS3 launch, right?
Yep.
Huh. I didn't
Sony
know that.
likes to support their systems at the end of their lives,
That's
unlike
true.
certain other game
That we won't mention.
that we.
Phone. Well, they did say like they have more 360 games scheduled to be released and stuff. I don't know how good the games are going to be, especially like imagine what Destiny is going to be like on Xbox 360 as opposed to like PC and next gen
Yeah,
console.
I was talking more about like Nintendo with their older systems, where a new system comes out and they just pretty much stop supporting anything on
Really?
the old system. Yeah,
When
yeah.
the
Like
GameCube came out, when the Wii came out, didn't they still make GameCube games?
nope,
Oh,
like within months.
shit.
And I think it's the same thing with the Wii U.
Shit.
Like you still have some other publishers making games for it, but Nintendo doesn't make anything.
Huh. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Another
And
bit.
since with Nintendo, most of the games that are worth playing are all Nintendo games, it pretty much means the system's dead.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm wondering like what's going on in the briefing rooms now for Nintendo when it comes to the Wii U, because it's like Nintendo DS is doing well. The Wii did extraordinarily well.
It's debatable.
I mean,
It sold a lot of
it sold
systems.
a lot of consoles. The
It
Wii,
sold almost no games.
right, right. So now it's like, where's their thinking? in
And
terms
they
of,
didn't
like,
make
the next
any
step?
money on all the systems that sold within the first couple of years.
But even
So
then, even the first
I don't
couple
think
of years,
it did
they-
well.
I mean, even the first couple of years, it wasn't making that much money. Even after that, like it continuously kept making more and more money. Like the Wii is still selling more than the Wii U now.
Yeah,
So
but
for all the wrong reasons, but it's still selling more.
yeah, but like its retention rate is less than a game per console sold.
Less
Most
than
people who
a
buy the
game.
Wii never buy a game with it.
Shit.
Like that's not a good console. That's not a success. Essentially, you're buying like a really
Mad
expensive.
funny.
You said what?
I said that's mad funny.
It's-
What the fuck is the point of buying it if you don't get a fucking game?
right.
Sports. And Wii
Because it comes
with
with Wii Sports. Right. That's what I remember in college when people bought Wii's. Like it's like, oh yeah, I got a Wii. It's like, yeah, what'd you get for it? It's like, I got Wii Sports. It's like,
Yeah.
you didn't get anything for it. It came with it.
Or you'll get Wii Fit, and that's it. So they'll get like the Fit board and the Fit game, and then nothing else.
Right. There was the Wii Plus. I don't know how well that did.
So you pretty much just bought yourself like a $150 exercise video, which is weird.
Interactive. Exercise
Interactive.
video.
Yes. Yes.
That's pretty awesome. I still want to. I kind of want to buy a GameCube so I can play Twin Snakes, though. Not gonna lie.
Mine is hooked up to the TV downstairs.
Nice.
I haven't turned it on yet since my mom got a new like 50-inch like super HD TV. I bet it's gonna look like crap.
Oh, it's gonna look
But
awful. It's
yeah.
gonna look awful.
But I started playing Skies of Arcadia last summer, and I'm looking forward to doing that again.
Nice. Was that
Yeah.
a GameCube exclusive, or was that on?
It was Dreamcast first, and then re-released on GameCube.
Huh. Nice. There was an article I saw yesterday while I was preparing this. A study was conducted on human brain activity in older, folk, and they found that people who were playing games more, as they were getting older, were able to retain a lot of the responsiveness that their brain was able to retain. The whole idea behind this was like they wanted to see like if after a certain age, like the brain doesn't absorb as much information is in as much response, or if it's just a matter of like what happens because of like what happens throughout your life, if all of a sudden like stuff doesn't get retained as well because of that, or if it's because you're aging, or if it's because you're not engaging your mind as often. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, are these studies really like helpful?
If we want to talk cognitive like psychology and the study of the brain, it's been theorized and sort of proven, as much as you can prove something like this, that like the reason why we as human beings like to read and like to play video games from like an evolutionary imperative is essentially it puts us in the shoes of someone experiencing a scenario, so that if we were to ever experience it, we would know how to deal with it.
Huh.
So when you like to read certain things because your brain can sort of like try out different scenarios and put itself in those shoes. So it makes sense, because if you're playing a lot of video games, you're processing worlds worth of information if you're playing like a big game.
Right.
And therefore your brain's more active. If that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense.
It kind of makes sense, but then there are like the game options where like you don't have to eat. Like I'm going to use Skyrim as an example. Like you have the option of cooking and eating food, but it does nothing for you. So in the event that like, oh shit, world ends and now it's Skyrim, it's like, yeah, I'm going to adventure all day and never eat anything. Like, you're dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is mostly talking about literature, and in literature, you don't usually see characters spending like a tenth of their time cooking and pooping.
Right,
You know,
right.
cook and poop.
You
Like,
should.
Like, hold on a second, guys.
Alice in Wonderland, Chapter 12, in which Alice poops behind a leaf.
Yeah. Right?
She then used that said leaf to wipe.
To clean her bottom. Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of, I had a situation this morning where I thought we didn't have any more toilet paper, and I almost freaked out.
Are you actually telling the story?
I am telling the story because this is important information for people to know. I almost had a heart attack because I didn't know what was going to happen.
All right.
I have tissues, like, tissues to blow my nose, but we don't have any more toilet paper. What do I do? Like, Zach is gone. He's at home, so I don't have the car. So, like, to go get stuff, I got to move. I got to get out of my house and, like, walk
right.
places.
I'm blocking this one out of my imagination.
Yep.
Imagine everything. Imagine everything.
Dear brain, you do not need to picture this scenario.
Dear brain, it is too late. But when I saw the study, though, like I kept thinking back to like all the situations where there was an incident recently where a little kid like shot someone again, and he said he was playing Grand Theft Auto or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's like
I don't know. I think it all comes back to the same thing. Like,
why does that kid have access to either of those things?
Exactly. Like when you think of can games cause violence? Yeah, they can, because it's the same sort of thing. Your brain is like picturing these different situations. So if you expose like young children to something like this and don't give them a sound understanding and the difference between reality and fiction, they're going to think that it's perfectly acceptable to just like shoot people or run people over.
It's the same thing with anything too, like cartoons.
It's the same thing with a movie.
Example. Right, or cartoons or a movie. Like they'll, kids, if they don't have any context as to what that means in real world, they'll go around hitting people with fucking frying pans because they saw it on Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
And thought that shit was cool.
That's hilarious.
I'm saying though, the argument is there too. It's like with anything, kids will absorb anything. So if you're gonna, you shouldn't, first of all, subject them to anything in GTA, honestly.
Or if you're going to, it should be, controlled. Like you should make sure that they have a sound understanding that this is like a scenario that is not the real world. Like if you
Right.
want to, you
If you
know,
do this in real life, bad things will happen.
yeah, yeah. Don't drive like the drivers in Grand Theft Auto. It's a bad idea.
It's a real bad idea.
Like, I don't know.
It's crazy. I don't know. It's for all you people out there who want to keep saying, video games cause violence. You cause violence because you're not doing a good enough job taking care of your kid. Just saying.
Yeah.
Guys at home, Skype crashed again. I've been recording everything in segments, so don't worry. There's only a little bit of stuff that got cut out. Um,
Unfortunately, it was the best thing to ever happen to the internet.
yeah, pretty much you missed the best thing ever, ever.
Damn it.
We discussed the meaning of life. It was euphoric, and everybody's a better person for it. And now you don't get to see it.
Because Skype. If you want to get mad at someone, get mad at Skype. More specifically, probably Microsoft, because they're the ones who are in control of Skype now. So send them more hate mail, because they're probably getting enough of that with the Xbox One. Not as much now, but whatever.
And Windows 8. Everybody still hates Windows 8. There's so much Windows 8 hate. And I don't understand most of it. It's not really that justified.
I mean, I from what I see, I feel like Windows 7 is more user friendly. But I don't know. I haven't had that much extensive time with either of them. I set up my mom's Windows 8 computer once, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I have to relearn everything, but
Not really. You just click on desktop, and it's exactly the same as it was.
yeah, you have to get yourself to that point where you can get to the regular desktop. Because when you first see it, that's your start menu is the tile thing. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? Then you figure out there's a way to go back to regular mode, but it's not really as evident to me as it would have been if it was the other way around.
Yeah.
So, what we were just talking about was the misunderstanding of Hideo Kojima's comment about making the character Quiet sexier. I was in the middle of explaining what that meant in terms of talking with other artists and designers about what making something sexier means. So I work at a nonprofit that specializes in getting teachers and high performance teachers and high need students in areas, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, a term that we use a lot to describe making something more visually appealing is sexier. So if we say, we need to make our website design sexier, we need to make it more attractive to people when they're going on their website. It shouldn't be clunky. It shouldn't be ugly. It should be a sexier experience overall.
Yeah, but you don't say erotic. I think erotic is what throws me off there.
Right. And I think what Hideo Kojima was trying to say was the translation was misunderstood. So he wasn't saying that he's trying to make the character more erotic. He's trying to make the character look more interesting. And the I like the way she looked more so in her previous rendition than she does now. It's not that much difference, to be honest. But I think she had pants on before, right? She had actual pants on instead of just ripped stockings or whatever. But one of the things about the character that I noticed from the trailer is when she was in sniping position, and then when she was getting up, she had this darkness around her eyes, and it was fading away when she stood up. So my theory from the beginning, even before this whole fiasco of oh my god, this is sexist, blah blah blah, I'm pretty sure she has some type of ability to camouflage her skin.
Which is neat.
Right, and it would make sense.
And I guess it makes sense
she's wearing
if you wear
less clothes so that she can camouflage her skin. So there's that.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
And I don't know, man. The people as soon as that fucking screenshot came on the internet, there was just all these people saying, "Oh my God, Kojima is so sexist and blah blah blah, yada yada. Women are being portrayed properly in the media." And
to be fair, I've seen Metal Gear games. I'm pretty sure Kojima is pretty sexist.
Not really, though. I'll use the boss as an example from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, that's the only one you can use. That's exactly what I was thinking of. He's going to say the boss.
No, because if you think about it, she's one of the best characters in gaming, period. Hands down.
Okay.
In my experience of playing through Metal Gear Solid 3 and Peace Walker, Like they made her to be such a legendary character.
Here's the simple question to tell whether a game is sexist: Are the majority of the female characters very attractive?
Of course, the majority of the
Are
male
the
characters
majority
are
of the
too.
male characters attractive,
Yes,
or are they attractive to women?
I'm not a woman. I
I
don't
see
know.
Raiden and Snake. I don't think like any of the other men, any would be attractive.
Well, Campbell is fucking old, so no. Otacon is a pretty decent looking guy, I would say. Let's see. Fucking Drebin is a pretty good looking dude. Sigint, when he started off in Metal Gear Solid 3, this black dude, a pretty good looking dude. Let's see. Who are the other like major male characters? Fucking Vamp is weird looking, but
Yep.
he's meant to be a weird looking character anyway.
They're all weird looking.
Yeah, so all not all of them. So
This is just like the discussion I have about magic cards with my friends. My friend Sarah, she always complains that like the women are always showing cleavage and are always good looking, and the men are always kind of deformed and always meant to look scary. And
Well,
that is sexist.
if
And it's the
anything,
same in Metal Gear.
I mean, if anything, it's better to not have one gender just be considered all ugly.
I'm not saying ugly. I'm saying that they're meant to like be scary and meant to be like imposing.
Well, I mean, like
Whereas the females are meant to just be sexy. In terms of their visuals, not in terms of anything else.
the boss isn't a particularly great, like super attractive woman, but she's meant to look like she's aged and she's a veteran and she's a warrior.
She
Yeah.
she had all her babies ripped out of her stomach too.
Yeah, which is way fucked up. But
Yeah.
it makes her that doesn't make her a better character, but it brings a sense of like groundedness to the character that like she is the way she is because things have happened to her.
Yeah, but that's like an argument for like fucking feminist gamers and shit like that. Like, oh, girls should be strong characters not because they had traumatic events done to her. You know, they should be strong characters before that. And it's
That's
like,
not just gamers. That's also comic book commentary. That's pretty much everything.
But
commentary.
that's what makes a character great. That's what makes a good character great, whether it's a male or a female.
No. The point is that women traditionally in comic books, like heroes, are always like the victim. They're always a victim. They never get to be strong in their own right. If you look at like Miss Marvel or Wonder Woman, like their backstories are always fraught with them being abused by men.
that paints men in a bad picture.
Yeah, but it's a stereotype. Like it's a stereotype of women heroes that Kojima supports, and it's
it's pissing people off. Damn it!
I mean, we don't. I mean,
Well, but
I
feminism,
study gender criticism. Like that's what I do for a job. So
Right.
I can't say that it's not sexist. I cannot say that.
I don't think it's sexist though. Like the idea.
It's not necessarily more sexist than a lot of other games, but that doesn't mean it's not sexist.
The idea of sexism, I think, I'm going to speak only on my personal opinion. The idea of gender equality is for things to be on a level playing field when it comes to either portrayal or standardization or the way something is presented to you. So I see characters in Metal Gear games that are sexualized in both ways. Vamp, for example, is a very sexualized character because he basically he draws his blade from basically where his dick is at all times, and he licks it, and he's a sexualized character.
Fucking
I don't think
gay?
he's sexy, but he's a sexualized character. He's really out there, and so there are characters in both ways. Like for example, when Kojima decided to make Raiden for the first. Like in general, like he wanted to appeal more to female gamers, so he wanted to make a character that was generally prettier.
Mm-hmm.
So something more along the line of like what Final Fantasy characters were as male characters. He wanted to bring that to Metal Gear, but he got backlash from female gamers who said they liked Snake more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sorry.
Nice. So where do you win when it comes to making everyone happy?
I don't think you can.
That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that there is like if there's the idea of backlash for sexism, there has to be a way to make everyone happy when it comes to that, and there isn't.
I'm
So
gonna
the only
say
option that you have as a creator is to make the character the way you want to make the character.
you're gonna have a really shitty game if you try to make everybody happy.
I know. I
You're gonna have
know.
to have like a game that's like challenging with a puzzle that scares you, but is also fun.
But
And
in
not
terms
too
of
hard.
Strong
You
female
can't have it be too hard.
Yeah,
but
with a
in terms of gender
a
equality
strong
though.
male character that don't conflict and they get along.
Right. And aren't strictly only on a relationship basis.
And I don't want any violence. No
No
violence at all.
violence. No
And
violence.
an original villain, or maybe no villain at all. Maybe the game is about social work.
And I want an art style that's really innovative, but does not offend me in any way. I want
Yeah.
something that's innovative, but embraces my sense of nostalgia and does not offend me.
I mean,
That game is like, yeah, that's
that,
like
that
that's
will
social
never
work,
exist
man.
because they're
Like you could probably make that like social worker tycoon or some shit. Like you have to like manage a
I
small
feel like that
startup
would
company.
be the most offensive game ever. Social Worker Tycoon.
You have to start out with like a small grassroots company and like work your way up to get funding and shit.
right.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
I thought you meant like social worker, like somebody who deals with people on welfare all the time. And I was like, that sounds terribly offensive.
Oh, no. But that could be an element. That could be a game element. Who knows? Who knows?
The idea that I'm trying to get across is that when it comes to gender equality, there is no way to appeal to, because even feminists in their own right, there are different types of feminists who believe in different types of ways to portray a woman. So I don't think there is a justifiable way. I don't see the way that you can make feminists and people who enjoy media happy in
If
anything.
Kojima were a woman, people would be happier.
That's sexist in its own.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying it's true.
And that's the real problem.
He is a man, and he tends to work from a man's point of view. If you look at the games, they're very much like a male protagonist, a male like creator's point of view.
What can
And
you do
that-
about it? I mean, like
I don't have an answer. I'm just saying
I feel like
I feel
if
like
Snake
there's
was a woman,
nothing wrong
he would
with
have
that. There's
small
nothing
tits.
inherently wrong with that. And the idea that there is something wrong with that is where I think the sexism really lies.
well, the idea is not necessarily that there's something wrong with that, it's that there's no counterpoint to it. There's no games that we look at and we say that they're offensive to all men. We don't have that.
Because men generally don't get offended as easily.
Well, no, but like there's nothing that
Yeah,
just
Yeah, what is
men.
offensive to a dude? What is offensive to a dude?
I happen to think racism, if it's in a joking manner, is hilarious.
Yeah, but you don't have to be a dude to be like fucking offended, like to be specifically be a guy to be offended by racism, though.
Right,
Like,
but even when it comes to like the this is another thing. Like when it comes to like black and white, like I don't get offended when I see like Drebin and he sounds like he like if he was like
Newports, like you smokes a pack of Newports,
right. Like I'm not offended by that character, but I've seen people make the argument on forums and stuff like that who aren't even black saying this character is racist. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
it conforms to certain expectations and stereotypes. So yes, it would be.
Yeah, but it also doesn't. I mean, he doesn't say the N-word once in that entire game.
We live in a society that's very unequal and pretty much always, so I don't think we could ever have something that isn't offensive.
Everybody has a stick up their butt.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's the problem that I think that's more the problem than the idea of listen.
I personally liked Drebin. I thought he was pretty cool.
I thought he was an awesome character.
I like that he had like a pet monkey too. That was kind of fun.
I found that was really random in the story,
Yeah.
but like I didn't mind at all. Like I thought that Drebin was really like he was a really well thought out character, and he like there were certain things about him. He was like you can kind of tell he was a black dude, but at the same time, it's like
He had dark fucking skin.
aside from the fact that he had dark skin, like his
What?
like
You
I
can tell
mean,
he was a black dude, yeah, for the fact that he was fucking black.
if you just listen to him, though, if you just listen to the way he talked, for example, most people would assume he's a black dude.
Oh my god! How did you not think he was a black? What do you think he was like a really dark Indian guy? Like
No, I'm saying if you don't see any visuals beyond
Yeah.
the fact that the character had dark skin,
okay,
I'm saying
like his voice.
his voice and like
If you were blind
His
and playing a
personality.
video game,
right,
the whole game was in braille.
right. And that's the other
Shit.
thing too. Is like I've been told before, like
Oh,
when I was
could they
playing
do
online.
that though? Could they make like a game or like a system for blind people that like sends electrical pulses through the body that like induces images in their brains
That
or
would be
some shit
awesome.
like that? That'd be crazy.
That
Anyway, I'm done. That was random.
that was sick. Like if they just like wear a glove that has like sensory things, and it's like, oh, you got. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, and like what.
I just thought of two great ideas: a game for social workers and a game for blind people. Game systems for blind people. All
Put that in
right,
that shit.
yeah, word.
I
Hopefully,
mean,
someone watches this and goes, "Let's do that right now."
you better hit this guy up.
Yep.
I mean, never mind blind people. I'd like a game that I can just like turn on, close my eyes, and be immersed in the game world. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's like
Except that,
dreaming.
except that in some way it has control over my brain. But
Yeah.
you know, if we ignore that, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Sick.
back to the topic at hand. I mean,
Yeah.
is the backlash really justified though? Like people, first of all, there's a lot about the character that people don't really know about, and I it's kind of dumb that they tried to have one of the things that they tease about the game right before they were going to tease some more gameplay be a character model of this specific character.
I think it was done strategically.
How so?
Because like sexism and shit like that is like really popular right now in the I want to call it geek community, you know?
Right.
So I think it was strategically to get more hype on the game. Second, just whatever. Whatever, dude. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. In the end, I guess it doesn't. I don't know, Kev. You think it's justified?
I don't think it's necessarily justified. I think it's blown out of proportion. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We also can't say that most games aren't sexist or aren't racist. Like we just can't say it. They are. Like it's part of the society we live in. Like you can't escape it.
Yeah, until like there's a quote unquote popular mainstream strong female character that doesn't fall into the stereotypes that all these other characters that people don't like have fallen into, and just fuck it. Like until that person is invented, who gives a shit? Like
I really
That's what
wish
we're
Heavenly
waiting
Sword was more of a success than it was, because that was also another great example of like a really
wasn't
strong.
her like entire village like killed though or some shit?
Not the entire
Be-
village. No, her entire village wasn't killed.
One of the few examples that's been held up is Beyond Good and Evil, where
I
she's
didn't-
a
I
female
didn't play
protagonist
that
who doesn't use violence. She just takes pictures, and it met with the worst sales.
It met with what?
The worst sales. Like
Yeah.
nobody bought that game.
Yeah.
I bought it for Xbox like way after the game was released. I bought it for like $3 or whatever, and I still haven't beaten it.
Yeah.
Like it's a inventive game and cool game, but it just didn't
It's
hold
an
my
invent-
attention.
inventive game. It has like a strong female protagonist in her own right. It manages to have like a non-violent game, which is really awesome.
You can still
and
hit people though.
nobody bought it, so
Yeah.
I don't know what that tells you about the gamer and the gaming society.
Right. I don't think the idea of it being a female character is the reason why it wasn't a critical success.
No, I think it was everything together, but I don't think we're ready for the types of games that people claim that they want.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I
That's
think you're right.
Pokemon game. Yeah.
I don't know; those are violent too. You're having small animals fight each other.
Yo,
It's like-
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like the type of game people claim that they want. I'm claiming that I want a new Pokemon game. I want that. That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about violence, man. Like violence is essentially it's
Human.
natural, dude.
It's
like
part of being human.
it's part of being anything, dude.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
Plants are
destroy
violent too. Have you seen those things eat flies? That shit is violent.
what?
Or Venus flytrap?
Oh yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
I thought you were
Everything.
talking about a Pokemon for a moment, and I was like,
No.
Pokemon eat flies?
No.
Carnivine.
Plants can be violent too.
The bug type Pokemon.
Yeah, like, are there flies in the Pokemon world that aren't also Pokemon? Like, are there animals in Pokemon that aren't Pokemon? I've always wondered that.
Me too.
I don't
Are there
think-
just regular dogs and cats in that?
I think people literally like shoot Farfetch'd and eat them for dinner. That's why you have rare Pokemon.
That was good. That was good. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Yep.
Alright.
Because like in the show, the only thing you've seen them eat is like rice balls. Like they've never eaten meat. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
maybe they're all vegetarians, but even then, like, look at like Vanille. Do
I'm
people just
offended.
like pick up Vanilles and eat its head? It's
Oh,
made of soft serve ice cream. I would.
yeah. True facts, right? Yeah. True facts. They could
Pokemon, the most disturbing game.
Yeah, if that Pokemon wasn't created, I don't think it would be a big deal, but it was. And it was created by a Western dude too, so like thanks.
Thanks,
No more
US.
Westerners creating Pokemon.
Never again.
Never again. Fucking ice cream Pokemon. Fuck were you thinking?
Rubbish.
Oh, this Pokemon is sweet. Ah.
This
Right.
Pokemon is somehow a bag of our trash. I'm very confused by this one too.
Apparently, like Pokemon can like spontaneously become things. Like they just start to exist on their own. So like
Yeah.
I don't, the will to exist creates Pokemon.
So
Wait.
eventually there's going to be a rice ball Pokemon, and then that's going to be a problem.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh boy. How's the
Def-
theory of evolution apply when it comes to Pokemon? Because they evolve in like literally seconds.
Magic.
It's technically like metamorphosis. It's not like evolution. It's like a kitten to a cat, basically. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's how you have to see it. Like it's like fucking like glamorized in the game because it's like, oh shit, spontaneous evolution. You get to see the stages of it.
Yeah.
But like if you were to like have like a fucking Charmander, right? And you had Charmander for years, and you would slowly notice like how it's growing and shit like that. And
But I can stop it though. That's what's weird is I can stop it.
yeah, no,
I
And
can
it's
hold
like, oh,
down
shit,
B.
what the fuck?
I thought I was evolving here. I guess not.
I think it would be a lot harder in real life because you have to have like a special helmet, to, like impede.
Talking about,
the
like-
spike growth.
You're talking about like foot binding, but with like a whole body of an animal.
Yeah. This is getting too real.
Pokemon
my
is the most
childhood up.
disturbing game that's ever been made.
Yep.
The moral
Well, that's-
implications are terrible.
That's why it's a fantasy, folks. This is why it's not real. Anyway,
Tokyo Game Show is starting on Monday. Do you guys have any predictions as to what's going to go down?
Pokemon is going to be a hit. Woo!
They just revealed the new 3DS XLs for Pokemon X and Y, and they are gorgeous.
Really?
Yep.
I need,
Yep.
need to link me to that shit. Maybe.
Another one.
Maybe it's time for me to get a Nintendo system.
Maybe it is.
Or maybe it's not.
Why would you do that to me? Don't fucking break my heart. Playing with my feelings. Sick bastard.
I live to hurt.
The only thing I wanted to see from the Tokyo Game Show is more announcements of games being released in the West. Like, that's basically it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's cool and all that you have, like, fucking Japanese games, but Japanese games are only cool to Japanese people, so what's the point?
I think that the Tokyo Game Show has become like more and more obsolete because Japanese gamers have started to become so isolated in many ways, and because the timing is terrible. We've had nothing but game shows like every week for the last 2 months. Like,
Right.
why would you put it at the end?
Yeah. And they're also a lot less relevant now. These are pretty cool, pretty sexy, actually.
Yes.
The other problem is that like Japanese gaming is so much less relevant now than it ever has been because the developers aren't as talented as like the Western developers.
I don't know if I wouldn't say as
rehash
talented.
a lot of the same shit. Yeah, they're definitely talented, but they rehash a lot of the same shit.
Well,
Yeah.
not even just that, but like
New concepts.
yeah.
Which I like, though. I'm not gonna lie, I like that because, like, so fucking Westerners over here, we keep just releasing the same fucking game from 1987 with updated graphics. Like, suck my dick. I want something new.
Well, that's what we're getting with a lot of the indie developers. So that's one of the reasons why. And like Ubisoft, for example, I mean, they're technically a Western developer, but they've been putting out like a lot of interesting concepts. Like Splinter Cell, for example, is very different every time they come out with a new game. The Crew, for example, looks like an amazing, different racing game.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, The Division, Assassin's Creed when it first came out. Like they've been. I feel like there are a lot of developers that have been pushing the envelope for a lot of things. Like BioWare, for example, EA. Like a lot of Western developers are pushing the envelope as to like what we should expect from gaming, and like they're introducing new concepts and new ways to play the games, whereas in a way that streamlines the experience so that there's no barrier between the gamer and the interactive medium. Whereas I feel like a lot of Japanese games get controls very wrong.
Japanese games are I think the Japanese game companies are a lot more likely to sort of like keep publishing new games with completely new content that have the same controls and visuals as old games, whereas we're much more likely to just essentially release the same game every year, like Madden, Call of Duty.
Fucking, I don't know why sports games are still a thing.
Dude, that is one of our topics.
They literally sell for like $2.99, like at the end of the year. Like, it's like legit, dude. Yeah. Like it makes no sense.
They just,
every GameStop has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies of like old editions of Madden just sitting in their back room that are worth like 5 cents a piece.
I don't understand why they don't like. I haven't bought a sports game in at least 3 years.
The best Madden game to this day is still Madden 2000. It's the best one. The best one.
Well, have you played the more recent ones?
Nope. Yeah, I have actually.
Okay. All right.
But yep, that's the best one because you get to put in codes and get the Sugar Buzz. That's the greatest team. That is it. Yeah, Sugar Buzz, man.
What the hell is that?
It's a like fake team with like the highest stats in the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Madden 2000 is the best Madden game. It's over.
I think Madden 2008 or 10 or something like that. I played that with a borrower a lot. I think I sold it though. I don't have it anymore, but I had a lot of fun playing that game. But like, there's just like the thing about sports games with me, man, is that like you can do everything right and properly within a game, and still like the characters will. Oh, I didn't catch the ball because my hands weren't positioned exactly the way it would have been positioned if this was like 0.5 millimeters to the left or whatever. There's so much uncertainty in those games. Like you can be very skilled at a game and still not do well.
Well, I think it's because you're technically playing with real people. So, like, there's a lot of math in that game for no reason.
There's a lot of just, not, what's the word I'm looking for? Probability.
Yeah. There aren't any, like, glitchy power-ups and shit like that. It's not NFL Blitz anymore.
Right.
Fucking. And, you know, like, people, like, you know, EA Sports or whatever, they take their time and, like, they really build those games and, like, make it good. EA Sports, how old am I? 2K games. Like, right? EA Sports doesn't make fucking games anymore.
I remember doing just Electronic Arts.
Yeah.
EA big.
But, yeah, dude, like, nah, it's too much, man. Like, what the fuck? It's too much.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Curry?
What the fuck? Sorcery Saga? Curse of the Great Curry?
I'm looking at my recommendations on Amazon based on the video games I've bought, and it's recommending Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Curry Card. Curse of the Great Curry Guard, and I know nothing about this game. And apparently it's a dungeon crawler with curry. And that sounds amazing.
What?
But there are no screenshots and there are no videos, and I've never heard of this.
What the fuck is going on
It's a video. I got a video.
Am I missing that?
Here you go. Whoop.
That is so strange.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I am looking into it now because now I'm just like.
You might not want to. It's like Lolicon.
What the fuck is that?
You don't know what Loli is? Like little girls, Japanese anime, Japanime, little girls.
Yeah, I'm
Chibi shit. Chibi. Chibi
is cool, right?
No.
Right? No? Okay. All right.
Are you 14? It's not cool.
Yeah!
Well, it is cool.
You forgot to turn your head to the side and wink. You have to do that too.
Broccoli, Springtime of Youth.
What the fuck is going on?
We've gone to some very strange places today.
This has been an interesting podcast, to say the least. Okay. Next topic.
Cat in here? My cat is not in here. That was weird. No, because like I heard something on my bed, and I was like, "The fuck is that?" So anyway,
not your cat.
Not my cat. Not my cat.
He's got some chick back there, you know, whatever. Just woke up and he's like, I gotta do a podcast. She didn't move, so now she moved.
It's a he. Thank you
Oh,
very much. And
oh.
he's proud of that.
I was talking about a female, not a cat.
Oh, okay.
Are you still going here?
Anyway,
Is this? Are you still going
moving right along.
there?
Yeah.
Good times.
I need someone's Victini. Anybody want to trade me a Victini?
I don't have one of those because I don't have a Pokemon game.
Yeah. Oh, fuck
I mean, I
you.
have old Pokemon games,
I just finished buying all the Pokemon games,
except
so
for Yellow.
I'm ready for X and Y. No, I bought that.
I told you I was gonna let you.
You didn't let me have it fast enough, so I bought it. Sorry.
It's at my mom's place. I can't just like, hey, by the way, I'm here.
You could ask her to mail it to you. Ask my mom to mail me stuff.
Nah, I guess that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, people still mail stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Next topic.
Some people are complaining that there are too many indie games at the forefront of attention in this next gen saga, and AAA games are taking a back seat.
Well, maybe they need to be more inventive. Like
Yeah.
AAA games aren't getting forefront because, like, yes, they're very pretty in the next gen, but for the most part, they're the same game we've already seen. Like,
They have to be a lot safer about the decisions they make.
yeah,
That's another one of the reasons why I'm really happy that KG and Inafune decided to branch off and do his own thing. Is that he can still have his franchise, but still do inventive things with it. Because like every Mega Man game I've played it's essentially the same thing, but it's felt so different each time.
yeah.
And so like Mega Man X4 is still my favorite game.
Oh, there's my cat. Hang on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, fucking indie games are cool, but like they don't have as much lastability as AAA games, I guess. Um, I was kind of tempted to buy Fez though. That looked like a really fun game, but I kind of knew that like after I beat it, like I wouldn't go back and play it again.
Well,
So,
I beat Flower, and I still play that.
yeah, that's cool.
And like
Uh,
I just started playing Journey, and I wanted to see what all the
Journey
hype
is
was about.
awesome.
Yeah, it's so good.
I played Journey like I've replayed that game like 5 times, but mostly because I'm missing like that one last like little sparkle piece, so I can have the white cloak or whatever. I have all the other ones, but I don't have one of them. It sucks. Like the first time I played with someone, like he showed me where to get all the pieces, so I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, awesome."
Yeah, dude, Journey is it's such a magical experience. Like every time, like it's such a simple idea, it's a simple concept, but it's just the way that it's done, and like this is one game that doesn't have voice chat that it works well because it's a game where you can sit down and relax and like someone can join in or out of your game without you even really knowing, and then
You can ping people though.
yeah, you can ping people, and like that in its own is a way to communicate with people. And my gripe about Dragon's Crown that I said in my review is that there is no way to do that in that game.
It'd be easier to play Journey if you knew Morse code.
Yeah, I guess it would be. It would be.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind having voice chat in that game, but at the same time I don't mind not having it because like it's such a relaxing experience.
It would take away from the game.
And a big thing about Journey too is you're starting, you're just like, what the hell is going on? Like,
Right.
And if somebody else were there, they'd probably be like, oh yeah, this is the story.
Just go that way and then do that. And it's like it's all about the discoverability in that game. So it's like we're getting experiences in indie titles that you won't get in AAA. Or like the other thing too I mentioned before is that like developers are taking stuff from indie development and putting that into the AAA games. So I don't understand what the bitching is coming from. Like you don't have to buy all these. Like they're like Transistor is a game that I'm really interested in. I've mentioned before Octodad. This is a game called Hohokum coming out. I don't think you guys have heard of it. It's essentially it's like Journey in the sense that it's more of like an experience as opposed to just like a game where you have points and you die and stuff like that. But it's like you're traversing an area and you're like a snake, but you also have like interactive elements within the environment that do different things depending on like what you're doing to the environment, and the music is going to that as well. So you're seeing like a lot of stuff like that, but like that stuff is easily digestible. It's only like $5 or whatever. It's just like people just want something to complain about. I really think that's all it is.
I think the big thing is that people want to see like, new system. The first thing they want to see is something that looks amazing. And with indie developers, they're not going to tax the system's limits in terms of graphics, and that's what people want to see.
I guess that's true. It's all about perception, I guess, and the timing of when it's all coming.
Yeah.
Huh. I speaking of AAA, every time I see Killzone Shadowfall, I keep getting blown away more and more. Like Malik, who was on our last podcast, he said in his video, it's like he got a chance to finally get it hands on with the multiplayer. And he was like, basically, it's like Halo 2 meets Killzone 2, and they just had a baby on steroids. That's
Like you gotta really like FPS to like fucking shoot shit over and over again, like all the time.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But like the
What
other
a
thing,
lot of people do.
and
Yeah.
the other thing too, though, I think people downplay this a lot because a lot of people still go online. They'll join into a room and they won't have their friends with them and they won't be voice chatting. A big part of the reason why first person shooters are so popular is because you can talk to so many people at once and you can coordinate with people and like you can make the game better by being social. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways I think from this next generation of game is that you'll see more games become more popular because more people are able to communicate with each other either while they're playing or about the game. So like if I'm streaming on Twitch, more people are more invested in it because they can bring other people into the experience and they can create more scenarios within the game that actually exist. So I understand why a lot of people do get fatigued from first person shooters, but at the same time, I have some of my favorite memories online playing first person shooters. And it's because of the people. So, people can make or break your experience online. Like a lot of people won't fuck with Microsoft's, Xbox Live because they've been cursed out by, enough 10-year-olds to last them a lifetime. They don't want to do it anymore. So like some people just won't put their headphones on and they won't get as much enjoyment out of it as the people who will like party up with their friends and like hang out and like, they're all talking about like what's going on in their lives. And like I remember Rainbow Six Vegas. Like I literally played that just constantly all the time. And like some of the people I met playing that I still play with and talk to outside of gaming to this day.
I remember playing Counter-Strike in my Java class in high school and being able to play with the three people sitting next to me.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
So again, that's probably another big reason why you're not really that big into first person shooters now is that you like the community aspect of playing with other people. If it's not as prominent as it is, with
Well, I like first person shooters only if it's like a cool game with a story to go behind. Like I like Time Splitters. Time Splitters is an awesome first person shooter. You can play with a monkey. You can play with a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like that's fucking awesome. I'm starting to get into Borderlands, but like I have a lot of problems with Borderlands. Fuck Borderlands right now. And like everything else just seems like it's been like fucking like done to death. That's it. That's just it. It's just like, all right, you can get this gun. Oh, what does this gun do? Oh, pull the trigger. Cool. All right.
Well,
like,
what is it about Borderlands that you don't like?
This like implied RPG element where I can level up and get like skills with my weapon and shit. Like for the gratuitous amount of people that I murder, I don't level up quickly enough. Like, I really do not. Like, I'm supposed to go and, like, do all these fucking side quests to get EXP. Like, dude, like, I'm shooting these, like, stupid-ass monkey fucking gorilla shits in the head, like, constantly. Constantly. And I've only gone up 2 levels? Like, you gotta be fucking shitting me, bro.
That's fair. That's fair.
And, like, there's so many, like, I really don't see, like, with all the skills that you have and, like, some of them take, like, I don't know, like 5 skill points. Like, how is it possible? Like, I'm level 17, and I got, like, 2 tabs on, like, 2 different, like, 1 tab on 2 different skill trees, like, full. And it's like, that's technically, like, 10 skill points, like, not 17. Like, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Fuck that game.
It is, Borderlands is kind of obnoxious in that it takes you, like, you have to get to like the higher levels before the characters even feel all that different.
Yeah.
Like they're exactly the same until level like 7. And after that, like before you get any really good abilities, you have to be like level 20 something.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I hate this shit. But I'm still playing it just cause like I got it for like $7. So
I like Borderlands because it has a really interesting story. It's hilarious. And
the story is interesting,
when you play it with more than one person, it becomes even better.
Yeah. I think I need to do that because like I'm playing it alone and this shit is fucking pissing me the fuck. Like, I hate this thing. I hate it so much. Like, oh my god, like the Thresher, that fucking thing, the big ass fucking
I
Thresher,
hate
dude.
those
Like
things.
Yeah.
that. I was about to call him something really bad, but but like that dude, he killed me like 20 times, like 20 plus times before I just like looked it up online. I was like, just go across the bridge and then shoot him. And I did that, and I ran out of ammo, and I was like, all right, so I got to run back to the beginning of the level, buy some ammo, come back, and then like, fuck this game, fuck this game. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I ended up killing him with a pistol that did explosive damage. Like that was it.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's not fun. It's tedious.
It's pretty tedious.
It's not fun. Whatever. No. Whatever.
Um, I think I touched on this a little bit earlier. Um, do you think that more people are going to be getting into PC gaming as a result of both the PS4 and the Xbox One now basically very much in line with PCs?
No, because I still think the Xbox still has zombies. Uh, I think, and I think we said this earlier too, that like there are some titles that you just won't see on PC,
Mm,
like Nintendo games, unless you get emulators,
right.
which are illegal.
Mm-hmm.
You just won't see on PC ever.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Nintendo comes out with like a computer, then like, it's over, you know?
Right.
And I think
But,
PC gaming is just a very different atmosphere too. Like it requires you to spend a lot more money overall because you're constantly going to have to be upgrading if you want to continue to like play with the best experience.
yeah.
And that's the reason why you do PC gaming is so that you can kind of get that best experience.
Yeah, but then, 6 months down the road, you don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know. PC gaming is also a very different experience in terms of like implementation.
Mm.
I think consoles will always have a place, and I think that there might be more PC gamers, but not a substantial amount.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of hear you on that. Like I said before, I'm finally getting myself back into PC gaming. But I thought about this a little bit, and I was like, should I even bother eventually getting an Xbox One if I'm going to be playing on PC? And we talked about this before the podcast was being recorded, and I guess it comes down to the fact that like Microsoft releases pretty much all of their exclusive content that's on Xbox also on PC, so it's
That's
not
it.
really exclusive, which is kind of a false advertising, I guess. It's like only on Xbox can you play Mass Effect, and also on PC. Only on Xbox can you play Halo or Gears of War, but it's also on PC.
Gears of
Yeah.
War is on PC?
Yep,
For what? Like, who's what? Really?
yep.
Okay, I'm gonna get that.
It's a thing. It's a thing you can buy.
Yeah.
I mean, also, it's kind of hard to buy PC games. So few people buy them now that like if you walk into like a Best Buy, there's not many.
You have to buy them
And
mostly
and they're
digital.
kind of hidden.
Yeah. Yeah.
PC gaming is definitely really not all that popular right now. When it comes to AAA titles, when it comes to other things, it's big, but
Well, I feel like it's a lot more popular now because especially since technology is so much more accessible than it used to be. When it comes to like, if you get like a baseline computer now, it's coming with at least 4 gigs of RAM. Whereas back when 2005 and six were around, you were lucky to get 2 gigs of RAM as like a standard.
yeah.
And like even then, like one gig of that RAM or more than that is used for the operating system, and then the rest is used for whatever else you need to do for gaming. So I feel like the technology has come down to the point where, like someone was making this argument the other day that like the consoles that are coming out now aren't necessarily more powerful than high-end PCs, whereas when the 360 and Xbox and PS3 came out, they were more powerful coming out the gate. But I think that just comes down to like now technology is so much more accessible, and like we figured out how to utilize more to get more out of the memory that we're given.
Yeah.
So like you don't need to have that much RAM to run certain games anymore. So I don't know, maybe that upgrading thing, we'll see. I guess in the long run what that means, but I feel like not as many PC gamers are having to upgrade as often as they used to.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
But I don't know. There's still always something to be said for the experience being the same for everybody who has a PS3 or everybody who has like an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody who plays it on PC has like a different experience in terms of the way the game plays, in terms of the way the game looks, in
Right.
terms of what control scheme they use.
That's
there's
true.
there's something very good to be said for like reliability and solidarity.
Right. I guess standardization across the board so people are on level playing fields when it comes to.
Yeah, I don't know.
And plus, there's the whole like you can in PC games you can't really like have all your friends in one room and like playing a game.
Yeah.
You can do
Oh, you
that.
can have a LAN party.
Well, yeah, but everyone has to bring their own PCs. Hey guys, we have a LAN party? Yeah, all right, cool. I just need to bring a truck because we got a lot of consoles we need to bring over there.
Yeah, but I mean, even that's easier now than it used to be because laptops now are like still not quite on par with desktops, but like my laptop's perfectly able to play games. Like, so that's a lot more possible than it used to be too. Like to
That's
just
true.
have everybody bring their laptops and play a game.
That's true, I guess. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we could talk a little bit about the PS4 and Vita hype. Do you think we're going to see a resurgence of Vita performance, or is it kind of on its last legs at this point? Like, even though they're doing all this stuff to kind of make the Vita more appealing, and like all the integration with PS4 and all these indie games that are cross-play and stuff like that. Do you think?
If they actually do everything they say they're going to do with the PS4, like if I can play any PS4 game from my Vita anywhere, I see sales going up by a lot. But they also promised that before, and it never happened.
Right.
So I don't know if it's actually a real thing.
Yeah, the Vita still kind of sucks if you ask me.
I love
Like-
the system's great. Like the actual system's great. It just doesn't have the support.
I'm having more fun with my 3DS even if I'm not playing it.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Like seriously, like
What?
yeah, having more fun with my 3DS. Because all I'm gonna do with my Vita is like buy old PlayStation games and beat them in like a day because now I'm an adult. So whatever, like, whatever, dude.
Oh, that's excellent.
Like I legitimately like I'm more excited for games that may release or games that I don't have yet on my 3DS than I am about like trying to get a Vita and trying to play games like Tearaway or some shit like that. Or like
Terrible,
fucking
so bad.
I loved Tokyo Jungle when it was on the PS3 and there was crossplay with that with the Vita. But now I'm just like, you know what? Fuck that. So yeah. This is basically me.
That's legit.
And I'll still say like crossplay. The big problem is like I'm not buying the same game twice. I'm not buying the same game for two systems. If you want to crossplay it, like you suggested, make it so that I can download another version of it for cheap, or include it with the PS3 game.
Right.
If they did that with the PS3 games, if like more developers included a Vita game with the PS3 game, sales would go up by a lot too. But they also wouldn't be making any money off of those Vita games.
Right.
So I don't.
But they
I
would
don't
be
know.
making the money off the PlayStation game. Like, you might get more people interested in buying it on PS3,
Yeah.
which in turn would kind of, like if some people were like, oh, I'm not going to get either of these games, like Dragon's Crown, for example. Like, I'm not going to get either because, it's... No, I'm not really that interested in, like, I would like to do that. And then, like, if they did that, then that might be incentive for people to purchase it.
But that also means they need to have like a whole team porting the game to the Vita to not sell any copies, and that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So I don't know.
I guess that's true. Anyway, I hope you guys at home have enjoyed this episode of the Black Only Podcast. This is episode 10.
Nice.
Woo!
10.
Yeah, we're on the 1-0. It's like our
Double digits, baby. Double digits.
right. Oh my God, what's gonna happen when we get to like 50?
Hopefully we have hot chicks. and all of us have girlfriends. Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah. That should be a thing. We should all have girlfriends by then.
If by episode 50 we don't have girlfriends, we're doing online dating.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm gonna hold you to that. Because I'm definitely not doing it by myself. Not anymore.
we're in this together. I just hope we don't get matched up with each other.
Yay!